it's blatant, yeah.
Right.
If you're uncomfortable about it, then maybe you need to adjust from.
Right.
But I thought it was wholesome. I thought it was fun, and
Yeah.
it holds true to Ghostbusters to me. I think it had
Nice.
a lot of fun to it and everything. I think Ghostbusters is in good hands all around. Sony, not so much, but
Right.
I think it's funny because Dan Aykroyd actually came in on one of these and actually did a commentary on one of these and said these books are great. This is how I would expect our characters to grow. He's come in and produced or worked on some of these stories on some of the older Ghostbusters stories, which is super cool.
Yeah.
But he does with everything.
Right.
He created this world. He should have a say. But
right.
Thank you, Dan Aykroyd. Thank you, Harold Ramis.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's all from me. I'm done talking for the day. I'm gonna sit back here and just poke.
Hey, this is Peachy.
I'm Moose.
This is Sudan.
And we'd like to take a moment to thank our original launch site, Anchor.fm, who's helped to enrich this podcast in many ways. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast.
Anchor.fm offers educational tools on how to get started in social media and has not only given our show, stapled together, several platforms to choose from for your listening enjoyment, but continues to offer helpful tips and avenues for growth along the way. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use.
With an easy, hassle-free method for uploading, you can add your podcast episodes to Anchor.fm's extensive library, available for listening on several popular streaming services, letting listeners choose a favorite platform. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast.
That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what we're doing right now by reading this ad.
Go to anchor.fm/start to get started today.
This is me poking.
So, Peachy,
Yes.
what books did you have this week?
Well, this week my haul included Venom number 13, written by Cullen Bunn, art by Ivan Coelho, and cover by Ryan Stegman. I'm really digging the direction of, that the book itself has been going, and unfortunately this one was a tie-in to the War of Realms or whatever it was. So I mean, but the base story is going pretty great. A lot of really cool revelations and things made in that book lately, so I just caught up with that. Do what?
New suits?
Yes. Yeah, new suit. Suit is basically, not to give too much away, so it's not the book I'm talking about, but he got to will this suit into existence, and basically it's just him. It's not him and a symbiote.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pretty cool stuff. I also picked up Amazing Spider-Man number 20, as you did. Loved that. Like I said, that was my might be book pick of the week. I really dug it. He has a lot going on. He always does, and I was pretty excited to see how the direction that was going as well. Also picked up Superior Spider-Man number 5. Good book. Dug it. Number 4 was much better, but this was also a crossover. So, but my pick of the week is Vader Dark Visions number 3. And although I did have to, I didn't have to, but I read number 1 and 2 before that today because I hadn't been caught up. I did discover that they're standalone stories, and they're good ones at that. Number 3 was written by Dennis Hopeless Hallam, which was one of our writers.
That's definitely a fake name.
Why?
He was one of our writers last week. Art on that was by David Lopez, and the cover by Greg Smallwood. This book, guys.
That book, people.
The Star Wars universe is not very, is in a realm that gets very sexualized, right? You know, not a whole. I mean,
Slave
there's
Leia.
love stories. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's that. There's scantily dressed women and stuff, but there's no like. I know. I mean,
there was a scene where Rey showed her wrist.
Ooh, there was the scene with Rey and what's his face?
Kylo Ren.
There was that scene with Finn and Poe over there.
Their eyes
Connected.
Yeah, they did. They connected on that.
The fans definitely over-sexualize the franchise.
Fans couldn't over-sexualize it.
And I think the reason for that is because there's just enough left to the imagination and not really any, oh, they kissed and that's kind of about it kind of thing that you get from Star Wars.
I mean, how did you think Luke and Leia got there? Do we need to have the talk? No, I'm just kidding.
Midichlorians
get into the egg and the Force wills things, and then pop.
Keep it PG.
Oh, Vader is okay. I think I knew that. It's a 5-part series, but
yeah, it's only 5 minutes. It's a mini little series, but that's cool that it's standalone.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's also our first Star Wars book that we're talking about.
We've threatened a lot.
Yeah,
we've got a lot.
Man, this book in particular, and like I said, they're standalones, is worth picking up. This has like what do you call those people? A stalker, like a stalker chick, like single white female style kind of stalker, but not really. More she's into Vader. She's into Vader. She's a nurse on the Death Star medical station, and Vader comes in to see the doctor all the time and get checkups and stuff like that.
Because he's broken.
Yeah.
Like some tall, dark, and broken.
Yeah.
And robotic.
Well,
breathing problems.
She starts to like fantasize that, oh my God, he only comes here to see me and this kind of stuff, and she's like collecting like shards that have been taken out of him and stuff and whatever and stuff like that. And she's like, I'll be at his side. He'll share his force powers with me. I'm his queen.
That's not
kind of. Yeah, just craziness, just crazy obsession kind of shit. And like at one point he leaves his cape and she like wants to add it to her collection, but the doctor catches her and she's like, it's time for us to kill him. Me and my lover I'll go to him and we'll take care of the doctor together and blah blah blah, whatever. Anyway, that's not how it turned out for her.
No.
She went to see him and things happened, but nothing's happening for her anymore. It was a pretty good book. It's definitely written from her point of view and her like, I am her inner monologue saying, oh my God, he loves me, and oh my God, this is happening, and oh my God, OMG Vader kind of thing, like, freaking all over it and whatever.
It's so dreamy.
Yeah, and she's just like super delusional. She goes basically at the end. She goes to see him in his hyperbaric chamber, sees him without his mask, and she tells him he's beautiful and that he doesn't have to hide, and that we can something. And he just lights his lightsaber through her chest and leaves her lying on the floor. Says, "Somebody come get this garbage out of my room." And that's the end of the book, man. I'm like, oh, damn, Vader's cold. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I dug it. The first and second books were both really good, too. I can't recall at this time what they were, but I do recall if they were reading them earlier today. They were super interesting. They're all written from, like, another person's point of view, kind of like that Daredevil, A Man Without Fear series that was out a little while back. But, man, dug the hell out of that. I'm like, woo, oh dang. Yeah,
Vader's, that's why he's so to the dark side, is because of Padme. There's no breaking that love there.
Yeah.
And it just gets, I'm surprised it didn't get worse when he found out about Luke.
Right?
Damn! Alright.
Good stuff, though. I was like, holy crap.
I remember a lot of Vader stories are really good. Like, that story where he does find out about Luke. When he realizes, the Emperor's been lying to me? like, that shit was, this is canon. This is all canon stories that are coming out now. Disney has said that all these were real. Like, they're approving this, saying, nope, yes, nope. They're really micromanaging the hell out of this, and they're wish we could talk more about it, and I might start, like, just delving into that, like, the Age of Rebellion stuff going on now. It's just a long story leading up to episode 9 that comes out at the end of this year.
Freaking, I forgot what I was going to say.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, Darth Vader. Yeah, I don't remember. What were you saying? What was it?
I was saying, like, Vader just, that the old series was really good. This is really good writing. It's that, just the darkness, the getting more emotions from him than just this robotic being. Right. And I like the stories that they're building here. People say Disney's mishandling. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry. I remember actually the first issue is really good, and it's told from the point of view of a child, and he sees Vader as a savior, and Vader kind of plays that role in that book, and it's it's all personal point of view and whatever how you see stuff, but it's very Star Warsy because it's very reminiscent of 3PO telling the gang's story when they're in the Ewok village, telling them all what happened and doing the sound effects kind of thing. But this kid, very, very good at telling stories. And
it's like that Immortal Hulk.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff coming out of this particular little mini series.
Nice.
I like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I like Darth Vader.
I'm not a huge fan of Anakin Skywalker.
Right.
But I do like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Well, finish the Clone Wars. Honestly, I did not like Clone Wars. I did not like Anakin until I finished the Clone Wars, and I really started to like him a whole lot more.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever like anyone as much as I like Obi-Wan.
Well, that's not going to ever change. It's fine. I'm just saying, you'll get an inkling of, like, this is the Anakin we should have seen, not the bratty, annoying one that we got in the movies. I'm one of those people that's saying, leave Hayden Christensen alone. He did what George Lucas asked him to do.
Right.
He did the best acting he could based on what George Lucas has put in front of him. I've seen him do other things. He's fantastic. He's a great actor. He can do it. So leave him alone. It's not his fault. Don't underestimate his power.
You underestimate my power.
But Vader, that makes sense. I'm sorry, I wanted to comment on this. It makes sense. Vader has always been, like, protective. Like, that was, like, we'll take control. We'll protect everyone. Everyone will be safe. Right. In my empire. That was when he was doing, like, even beforehand, he'd always talked about, like, well, that's stupid. We should just take that away from them so that they're safe. Like, a lot of the stuff that happened beforehand when he was debating with Padme, he's like, no, that's stupid. We should just do this. Before he even, like, turned Sith, it was kind of...
Yeah, and she said that sounds like a...
dictator.
A dictatorship, yeah.
And he's like, well, that's what works,
If that's what works, yeah.
But it's kind of like, you see, he's kind of... Clone Wars is better than the movies. It really kind of hashed out his character a lot more.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
But that's all? You have anything else?
No, that's all I had.
Oh, man. I have to read those.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, news.
Yeah, so the books that I had this week. Alright, so I had Flash 69. I still haven't caught up, but things are happening there. The original Trickster's back.
Ooh,
James Jesse.
Nice.
But I don't know what's going on other than that. There's a really good cover, though.
Yeah.
I forgot to look up who that was. Let me check really quick. Without spoilers.
I know the regular cover had him hanging somebody over the edge or something, but...
Looks very Alex Rossi, but... No.
The variant cover was Mitch Gerrits.
Oh, okay.
Writer is Joshua Williamson, and the inside art is Scott Collins with a K.
Those are not real names.
without